sunshines! Today I want to show you how to match your own foundation so that way you never have to be the victim of a probably very well-meaning but undertrained sales associate, or be in trouble if you're out trying to buy foundation and you can't get anybody to help you. Maybe they're busy, maybe they're understaffed. It doesn't matter because you can do it by yourself. So a really good place to start is by understanding what the undertone of your skin is so that you can avoid foundations that clash. If you have a yellow undertone and you put a pink tone foundation on, it's gonna look not good. Your options are warm, cool, and neutral. Cool being more of a pink reddish tone, warm being more of a yellow golden undertone, and neutral of course being a mix of the two. Some indicators of what your undertone are may be what kind of jewelry and clothing colors you prefer. Often cooler toned friends prefer crisp white and black neutrals. They feel like silver jewelry really complements their skin tone. And a lot of times warmer complected individuals like tans and browns and that kind of thing for their neutrals. And they like gold jewelry, which I have a warmer complexion and I feel like that's definitely true for me. I prefer gold colored jewelry or rose gold. I feel like it's just much more complementary to my skin tone than silver. I am wearing black today, but I worked in cosmetics for 10 years. What do you want from me? My wardrobe consists of black, off black, slightly faded gray black because it got thrown in the dryer too many times, spread black because it got washed with that one red sock. Why does everybody have one red sock? It just exists to ruin your laundry. So while a lot of those indicators definitely depend on personal preference, it's not exactly a foolproof test, it's a good place to start. Another thing you can do is look at the veins on the inside of your wrist. It's kind of hard to tell on camera, but if you have a cooler skin tone, your veins are going to look a little bit more on the blue side, whereas if you have a warmer skin tone, they're gonna probably show up a little bit more green, and that's because the yellow in your skin overlapping with the blue makes green. Color wheel. I learned that in elementary school. However, this can depend on the lighting you're in, and if you have a darker complexion, it can be harder to see your veins because lucky you, they're not as prominent. So if all else fails and you're not sure which camp you're living in, you could be more on the neutral side, like a mix of both. One of my favorite ways to try and figure it out is a lot of foundations say right on the bottle what kind of undertone they are, and so if you go on the back of your hand and you take one from each family and swatch it on the back of your hand, you can kind of tell what clashes and what blends in with your skin tone better. Now, please do not match your foundation on the back of your hand. It's not the same color. It's not gonna look right, but it is a good way to figure out your undertone and give you a place to start. Back to where not to match your foundation. Don't match it to the back of your hand. Don't match it on your wrist. I prefer you not even match it to the outer perimeter of your face because on a lot of us, the outside of your face is gonna be darker than the inside and your neck. This is what matters right here, because your face is going to be covered in foundation. And unless you want to blend your makeup all the way down every day, you really want it to match your neck. So that way it blends seamlessly and doesn't give you that weird floating head thing that we've all seen and definitely been guilty of at some point. My Facebook memories popped up and I actually had posted a Facebook status about how my foundation was 8 shades too dark and I was just gonna try and put on enough bronzer and believe really hard to make it work. No, Ariel. No, you know better. I know better. Okay, so you've got your undertone. You know where to match your foundation. Next, you're going to figure out your formula. Do you have dry skin? Do you have oily skin? Do you want a tinted moisturizer, a lot of coverage, a little coverage? It's all kind of personal preference. But whatever formula you pick, grab the 3 shades in your undertone that are the closest by your guess to your match. And then right along here, you're going to swipe them and you're going to want to make it a little bit thicker than what you would maybe apply for a real application so that you can see what it is. It's okay to blend it through a little bit. You still want to be able to see which is which. so you can see, 1 out of the 3 is going to blend in better than the others. I'm going to go with the center one. And that actually is the foundation that I'm wearing right now. But for demonstration purposes, I want to show you how off it would be if I use the back of my hand. All right, so they're in the same order that they were in on my neck, but I would have definitely gone with the darkest one, just looking at it from the back of my hand, which is my summer shade, but it doesn't look right when I wear it right now. So, out of your 3 foundations, the one that almost disappears, that one is your guy. Now, I know we've all been in that situation where you think you found the perfect match, and then you get a nasty surprise when you find out a little bit more about them. Well, I have a trick to avoid that, at least where foundation's concerned. So what you're gonna wanna do is, once you put your swatches on, walk around for about 15 minutes to see if it's gonna oxidize. Look at it in a few different types of light. Definitely get in a natural light if you possibly can. You wanna see how the foundation looks once it's dried down to know what you're really getting into. If it still looks as amazing as you thought it was going to after about 15 minutes, then it's a go. Now, if you're still not 100% sure and you're shopping at a makeup counter or a Sephora, they give samples. I recommend getting one and trying it for a day or 2, and that way you can take it for a full test run and see how it goes. Now, if you're shopping at Ulta, they typically do not do samples. I like to shop at Ulta, and they carry everything under the sun. So what I do if I'm not 100% sure is just hold on to my receipt for a couple of days until I've worn it and really looked at it in all kinds of light and made sure I'm not gonna have any problems. Just wait to throw the bag away. All right, go forth and color match. And remember that practice makes perfect. You may not get it exactly the first time, but with a little practice, you'll get to where you can color match like that. Because you have all the basics that you need to find your perfect match all by yourself. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting help if it's available and you trust the salesperson offering it to you. They have probably been doing it a lot longer than you and could potentially offer some great advice. But it's always good to go in with your own set of knowledge so that way you can kind of decide for yourself. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you usually pick out your own foundation? Do you usually get help? How do you feel about it? Does it make you nervous? Let me know. Like this video if you liked it, and if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe so that way you don't miss any of the videos coming out for you on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And feel free to share if you know of anybody that could use this advice or could use a little sunshine in their day.